very happy. She said the first thing
Mr.
she said,
Ibu's
ah, thank God
adopted daughter
I was showing her
finally
from
breaks
the
out the
was it the
news,
alarm,
finally
the phone
speaks
people were
out,
using to know
finally
call
breaks the
because I was the one
silence about
answering call and
everything
people were
that
calling
happens
to
to the
check in
contribution,
on him.
the money contributed from
Daddy's
Mr.
phone,
Ibu,
daddy's
the
phone was
marital
with
life
the
of Mr.
wife.
Ibu and the wife. My
Daddy's phone
people,
was
it's
with the
not
wife,
good to
and that
judge
phone that the
book
wife
by the
is holding,
cover.
the main phone,
Watch till
I
the
was the
end
one
and
that bought it
comment
for him.
below.
The phone that I was with was an old phone he was not using. He left in my house. That is SIM card to answer call. The phone for transaction where the money is coming for was his son. His son was in charge of that phone. I have never, ever, 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 ever in my life controlled the account that the donations were made to. For giving you. That was my doings. We had a conversation on the phone. I and Auntie Ogadima that we we're going to reconcile you and Daddy. It was my suggestion. When you already told her that you wanted Daddy to sell his property and settle you, we took Daddy to our house. You came there and met Daddy. You knelt down and begged him, and he said, "Okay, he has forgiven you for everything you've done to him." The next day, you traveled. You went to mainland for a birthday party, not even minding his condition. I was the one that took him to the hospital, Living Heart Hospital. The day that I brought Mr. Ibu to the hospital, was anybody there with me? Was the wife there with me? I brought him to the hospital. I sent you a message on WhatsApp. I said, "See that his condition is bad." Or you said, "Child." I told you the hospital said we should make an initial deposit. You said, "How are we going to get the money?" I said, "Don't worry, I'll pay the money." I paid for the initial deposit. The hospital started treating him. I was going there to sleep in that hospital alone. If I go, his son will go and sleep. My brother will go. My family member was going. We're going. My mom will go. All of my family members were going to that hospital to go and sleep there. When you were in mainland, the picture the birthday you wear that you were wearing swimming pool is on your page on the 6th of October. Daddy was in the hospital that time. After the birthday party, you came. He came to the hospital after like a week. After a week later, you told me to send you transport for you to come over to the hospital to look after your husband. I did. You came and you met us at the hospital. I was the one paying all the hospital fee. When the hospital I couldn't meet up with the hospital bill anymore. The bills were accumulated. The doctor said, "Okay, Daddy can be coming from home. That the same treatment that they are treating him here, he can be coming from home." When I told you this is what the doctor said, you said he should go back to my house and stay. I said the way I'm seeing Daddy in this hospital now, with the leg, the way the leg is deteriorating, the place that they put mark has started rotting. That Daddy cannot go to my house and stay. That I'm afraid that he's not in a good health. He's not in a good state of health. That's very risky for him to go and stay in my house. You said, "Is it now that I wanted to abandon him?" That's what she asked me. Do you want to abandon him now? Let him stay in your house. You see, the excuse she always say for him to stay in my house is their house is not good for him, but it's good for you. It's good for your children. You were living there. I even offered. I said, "Okay, oh, I would put some paper. I will fill it. I'll put bed so that he will stay in your house with you." You said, "No, you should stay with me." And I called your best friend, Auntie Ogadima. I said, "Auntie Ogadima, this is what mommy is saying. No, that Daddy should come and stay with me in this condition. What do you advise?" She said, "Jasmine, I'll advise you as I'll advise my own children, because you've housed my children in your house. I will not deceive you. Don't let that man go and stay in your house. If anything happens to him, she will deny you. Everybody will deny you. Oh, nobody will." And I'm giving you this advice from a mother to a child. If the hospital cannot treat him from the hospital and there's no money, you should go back to his house. That's the advice Auntie Ogadima gave me. And I stood by it. I said, "Daddy is not going to my house now." You said, "What can we do?" I went to the doctor. I pleaded with her. I said, "Give us some days. We're going to raise money and pay the hospital bill." Did anybody from anywhere supported that hospital bill except they gave you money that I'm not aware of? I was the one paying the hospital bill. Now, when the doctor wrote me one day, I'll put the chart, the screenshot of the chart. The doctor said, "We've accumulated so much bill that we should find solution." And I said, "Please give me from now to so that so days his birthday. I'm going to celebrate his birthday in the hospital. Maybe if we celebrate in the hospital, Nigerians will see him and have mercy on him and want to support him." I went and buy cake. I coordinated everybody. We did the birthday on the hospital. Still nothing happened. The next day they wanted to discharge him. When they wanted to discharge him, you said he was going to go and stay in my house. In my own house. The same girl you people refer as stranger, husband snatcher. So at what point did you realize that I was having an affair with him? At what point did you realize that I was sleeping with your husband? I was sleeping with your husband and you still wanted your husband to stay with me, to live with me. and you love him, and you've always known that I was having an affair with him, and you wanted him to come and live in my house. So perhaps if God forbid, if he had died in my house, or God forbid anything bad had happened to him, I would have been in a bigger trouble right now. Nobody will believe the fact that I begged you to go and pick him from Abuja and you were conditioning me to book ticket for you and your friend. Nobody will believe the fact that I was the one that reconciled you and him. That is even talking to you today is me. The wife actually talked about that issue. She herself said that daddy has been telling a lot of people that she has had it from so many places that she's having an affair, but in reality, that it were just mere accusations, that it was hearsays. He was hearing from a lot of people that she never had any affair. I believed whatever she said that period. I believed her. I had no reason to doubt what she was saying. So I just as an adult, I felt like, oh, maybe it's just normal misunderstanding between husband and wife that they will in turn settle later. So later on, she came to the hospital. When she came to the hospital, the first thing that they asked me was, who brought her here? I said, that this person is your wife now. You cannot be asking me who brought her here. Then she later said, her friend, one of her friend, which I'll be mentioning her name in the course of this video, because a lot of things that happened in that family she knows. If she's willing to come out and speak up one day, it's on her. If she wants to know the truth and still be silenced about the truth, it's still on her. I will not force anybody to come and speak up or force anybody to come and stand up for me. I won't, that's what I won't do. So that her friend, now she, according to the wife, when she landed in Abuja after I sent the address, she said it was that her friend Ogadima that actually booked the flight ticket for her. And then she came there. There was one other lady that was there that they later had issue with, whatever, I don't know. They later had issue with the lady that was there in the hospital. So when she came to the hospital, it was me, the other lady that she later had issue with, and daddy at first in the hospital. Before she came, I was the one in the hospital taking care of daddy when I came back. Then subsequently, Labista will come, Benedict Justin will come. Some people were coming, some other people from Nollywood, and some people that were there in that hotel that he was lodged at. The people that were looking after him were